Do you see it now?
There it goes. Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, good. So what we want to do here is so I'm talking about the three things that you should do, at least three of them. You can do the five, but you can do at least three of them. So the first one is to be clear about your goals, the numbers that you want at the end of 100 days. You also want to adjust your schedule to commit at least 2 hours every day. If you're not going to work on the weekends, or if you're going to take a couple of days off in the week, so I suggest that you work, maybe 1 more hour every day. So this way you have time to put it all in practice. And the other biggest thing is plan for resistance, people. It comes against us all the time. The first thing and the worst resistance that you're going to get is the one from yourself. I'm guilty of that, all the time. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't have time to track. Oh, I don't have time to do this. And then I have to start, like, at the end of the week, I have to think back of my week, and then it's a mess. So now I'm more into tracking well, but I was always sabotaging myself on the first few weeks, and then I learned that if I tracked, it would be best for me. Another thing is there will be a lot of people that will, if you don't tell people what you're going to do, like for instance, your family, maybe you're going to be working these 3 extra hours that you were not working before. It's a good idea to tell your family, hey, you know what, for the next 100 days, I'm going to be committing to working 3 hours during my work day on the days that I am working, or 2 hours. And I will need not to be interrupted. I need everybody to respect my time. Don't ask me out on these hours or something, because you will always have friends that will tell you, oh my gosh, you're working too much. You should have a life and all that, because that's what I hear all the time. But I mean, it's some commitment, guys. It's 100 days and it gets things flowing from there, believe me. So, and get you on a habit of doing things that you need to do. So plan for resistance. And so whenever the resistance comes, you know what to do, you know what to tell your friend, your family will expect, and you will know that what you need to improve. And the other thing is I'm going to put a tracking Excel spreadsheet on my agent. It's going to be available for everybody on our files. So you can download it and you can start tracking. So every day you're going to put there how many texts, how many emails, or how many conversations you had. This way we can take a look at the end and see, how it worked and all that. And one thing that works a lot for me is decide on pain or pleasure. Decide what's going to happen at the end. And this is what going to drive you to have it accomplished. Some people work with pain. If I don't accomplish this, I'm going to feel really bad about myself. If I don't accomplish this, I'm going to need that money at the end of 100 days. So if I don't use this chance to make my business thrive, it's going to be really bad for me at the end. So I need to accomplish that. Or no, you think it's pleasure. You know what? If I can accomplish this in 100 days and I have the money that I needed and I have my business flowing as I wanted, I'm going to treat myself to a cruise. So pick your pain or pick your pleasure and always have it there in front of you. Maybe you want to do a cardboard and put it in your office, so you know what your goals are, what hours you're going to work every day, what are your resistances that might come, and you're going to, knock them off, or you're going to decide what's your pain and what's your pleasure. Okay, this is something that will keep your mind flowing, so you are prepared to start what you're going to start. Okay, so does anybody have any questions here, or can we go? Okay. So first thing, people, this is a phrase that Nike has on their 10 principles, and we are on offense all the time. So this is realtor's life. If we don't take the driver's seat of our business, nothing will happen. We're not going to get anywhere. So we're going to be in offense. And what you're going to start doing now is complete offense. Okay. So here's what's going to happen on the next 33 days. We're going to do SOI. When I say the word, the letters SOI, I mean sphere of influence, being that sphere of influence is anyone who is around you, who knows who you are, and who can send you business, can refer you a client, can talk good about you, okay? So these are people that you know. They could be people that you sold homes for them in the past. They could be people that are already talking to you. So this is what we call sphere of influence. So we're going to, I'm going to talk about what we're going to do here. Then we're going to work on prospecting. We're going to work on a email marketing, and we're going to talk about a bonus. So during 33 days, we're going to send approximately 100. It's not going to be CMA. I'm going to explain to you what it is. It's not going to be a lot of work. It's going to be simple, but you're going to be sending about 5 a day or 3 a day if you're going to work 7 days a week. And you're going to do prospecting. Prospecting means calling, and you're going to do email marketing. Email marketing, you're going to send 4 email marketings only 4 people. It's not going to be every day. It's going to be 1 per week within 33 days. And you're going to do a bonus here twice in these 33 days. So let's go to the SOI. The SOI is what we call lazy man CMA. It's a CMA that you are lazy enough, you don't want to put a huge CMA together. So you just go to Zillow and you put a screenshot of your client's house, of someone's house, okay, someone in your sphere of influence that probably you know, and a friend of yours that owns a house, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to talk to him about the value of his house. So you're going to go to Zillow. You're going to take a screenshot like this one here, guys. And you're going to send it on a text message to your client, to your friend, to your whoever is on your sphere of influence. And you're going to text him something very similar to this here on the left. If you're going to speak, I do all in Portuguese because all my clients only speak Portuguese. So I do all this in Portuguese. Okay. But you can do it in Spanish, you can do it in your own language, you can do it in English. It doesn't matter, whoever your prospect is. So you're going to send 3 of these a day. You're going to find someone that you can send this. So you're going to say, hi, I was on Zillow earlier today looking for a few properties. And I thought I would check on your estimate or your Zestimate. They estimated your home value is blah, blah, blah. I have my opinion, but I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? First thing, Zillow is always wrong. Usually it's a little lower than the value. Sometimes it's even higher than what the value is. You know, most of the times it's lower. We all know, but it doesn't matter. We're not giving them, we're not going to tell them, listen, let's sell your house for $1,035,000. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Zillow says that I have my opinion. What's yours? Let's start a conversation. So you start a conversation with this person. And this conversation, the meaning of this conversation is to lead you into a listing appointment. It might not be this week. It might be a year from today. It might be sometime. Hopefully it's going to be this week. Hopefully it's going to be within 33 days. But you have to start somehow. So you start sparkling conversation. That's what you want to do. You want to spark conversations, and that's all. So they're going to say, well, no, this is not the value of my house. No, I don't believe that. Oh my gosh, is it really? My house has this value already? I thought I was like much less than that. And you start a conversation, and then you're going to have to come with your expertise, because people, real estate, it's not the national news, it's the local news. It's what's happening around us. So what's happening in Chicago is not happening in Miami. And whoever lives in Miami, he can only rely on a source of information of a professional from Miami. So you are the person who's going to tell your client that Zillow is wrong, and that you know it. I know how is my market. I know if the value of a condo here is right or wrong. So this is your chance to shine. This is your chance to come to your client and explain to him that you know why Zillow is wrong and all that. So, and the reason we say send a text message, don't send an email with this, okay? You can send a WhatsApp, because with my clients, I can only send WhatsApp to them. So I do this in WhatsApp or whatever works for you. But the thing is, the reason is because the open rate of SMS and WhatsApp, it's 98% compared to 20% on an email. The response time is faster because, you know, messages pop up. We look, we read, we're like, who's calling me? Who wants to talk to me? I want to know what it is. So this is something that will give an engagement much higher, much faster than an email. Cost effective, it's pretty much like nothing. It's just your time. And if you convert a listing from there, or even if you don't convert a listing, but you convert, you know what, that's good. But let me tell you, my friend that was talking to me about a house, let me put you in contact. You're selling a house, you have a buyer, but you have to have the conversation to go somewhere. So the conversion rate is usually as high as 45%. It's direct and clear channel. So people, you know, there's no pictures in there. It's just like, you know, the Zillow and whatever you're telling them. And so you can always, you know, say something. If you feel like this person is not going to like that, you're going to send a ZMA right away. We call ZMA because it's Zillow CMA. So they call it ZMA. So you can say, hey, you know what? I was on Zillow today. So do you want me to send it to you? Because this is the text that we have here, you know, here. See, so you send this text. Hi, I was on Zillow earlier today, blah, blah, blah. Would you like me to send it to you? And then they're going to say, oh, yes, please send it to them. Okay. Do 5 of these a day. So you can go to your neighbor, you can go, whoever you know owns a house and is in your database. Okay. Any questions on this?
So, Daniela, what's your conversation like? Because I'm sure a lot of people here are wondering, okay, so let's say you're starting this conversation via text and now they're willing to get on a phone call with you. So what's your conversation like? What does that sound like?
Well, then I call and I say, hey, you know, did you see, so what's your opinion on that? Oh, no, I think it's too high. No, you know what? Actually, I'm going to give them the market news. I'm going to tell them what's actually happening, but I don't go too deep. I try to do something that I can meet them in person. I said, you know what? Yes, you're surprised, but actually, this is how the market is. A lot of people think the market is not strong, but the market is strong. You want to go ahead, let's grab a cup of coffee and let's have a conversation, you know, or you want to jump on a Zoom call, because most of my clients are not here in Orlando, so I cannot go on a coffee meeting with them. So we just jump on a Zoom conversation sometimes, or just a phone call. But what you have to do is whenever they give their opinion that it's either too high, too low, you must know the value of the house. You must know, like, okay, well, your house most likely, I don't think it's $1,035,000. I think it's more on the $1 million, or it's on 1.3. And the reason why Zillow does that is because he picks like random properties. And the way I came up with this is because I know the properties better in here. So I know what they look like. I know what your property has as features. So you have to show yourself. You have to be, it's not that you have to show yourself. You have to be an expert on the product that you're, you know, once you poke the client, you have to be ready to respond when he calls you back. When he responds to you and say, yes, I want to know. So you better know, because you're going to be talking to them about it, you know. But it's really simple, guys. And sometimes we think it's a difficult task to accomplish, but it's not, you know. Sometimes we fear too much, but it's way easier than we think. Okay, so it's just really when they respond, you have to be ready with information, market information to give to the client. And you have to try by all means to get on a listing appointment. If they're not ready to sell, it's okay. You're going to put them on your, say, you know what? That's great that you're not ready to sell, and it's a good thing that, you know, you're like building more and more equity on your home. But what if I just put you on my list of market updates, so you know values of your house and see how it's growing? So you put them on your kvCORE, on your CMA, in your CRM, and you feed this client. You know, then it's work that you have to do as on a regular basis, you know, have your clients on your database and send them regular emails. You know that when you go on kvCORE, you can have the client, you can set up for the client. I can even show here in the end of the call if you guys want, but you can have them to automatically receive alerts on the price of their properties monthly if you want. You can have them receive marketing reports for whichever area that you want them to receive, and it all goes with your information in it. You know, if you're listing a house, there's a way that your client can be receiving alerts on the listing, how the listing is going. So all these are things that once you put your client on your CRM, you're going to be able to be feeding them. So sometimes the client is not going to be ready, but you started the conversation. They are like, you know what? Oh, I didn't think of this person. I forgot about this person. Good thing that she contacted me, you know, because people buy houses from you, and if you don't keep in touch with them, they will sell it with somebody else. They will sell with the person who sends them postcards, or who's showing up on their city magazine or something like this, you know, because they want to know, they want to sell with someone who knows the market. So that's your chance to be in front of this client. And we are now in a very good time of the year to do this, because everybody wants to know their equity. That this is a time of the year that I send equity reports to my clients. So January is the month that I send. So I said, you know what, this is your equity report. This is what your house appreciated from last year. So only 1 year, you probably built this much in equity. So if you want to go into a deeper conversation, a lot of people reach out and they're like, you know what, how's it? How's the market? Oh my gosh, it's like the value is so good. So you're going to be surprised, but you have to be like, you know, teasing the client in order to have them talk back to you. If you don't do anything, they're not going to talk to you. Okay, so can we do to the next one? Okay. So the next one we're going to do is circle prospecting. And this is something that maybe some people will not be comfortable with, but this is the time that we exit our sphere of influence, because right now we just spoke about sphere of influence. We're going to talk, we're going to send text messages for people who know who we are. Now it's the time that we go out for our geo farm. So first thing, you have to pick the farm that you want to be with. So I want to work in, I want to like promote myself in one specific zip code or one specific area. It's usually a good idea if you can research this area first and see if there's not an agent there that has more than 33% of the market share. Because if there's one agent that dominates like 30% of that market share, it's going to be very difficult to break through. Maybe you want to go to another zip code, to another area, but you can decide which area you want to be your farm. And then you can get there, you're going to be calling people that are not on the do not call list. But these people, they are actually, they're not going to pick up your call. Okay, you're going to have to leave a voice message to them. And then that's when they're going to listen to what you have to say. So at this point, you just exit sphere of influence and you walked into a geo farm. You're going to show yourself for people who don't know you, but they will start knowing about you. So what you can do, you can actually go to your title company if you want, the title company that you work. You can say, hey, can you give me a list of homeowners in my area that I can call? And your title company will give you a list. You can ask if the area is too big, too large, ask for property owners that own the property for more than 5 years, for instance, or that have more equity. So you're really calling people who have a chance, you know, that maybe to sell. So at this, we also have a chance that we can go to Remind Do you guys know what Remind is here? I can show as well in the end of the call here what Remind is, and you can go on Remind and you can get a list of sellers, of property owners, actually, not sellers, property owners in one neighborhood. And if they have their information public, like phone number, emails, you can have that. And if it doesn't say that they are on the do not call list, you can call them. One thing I say, do not call anyone who is on the do not call list. Scratch them off. You can send them an email if you want, or, you know, you can send them a letter, but you cannot call them. All right. So basically what you're going to be trying to do, you're going to be calling this person who doesn't know you, and you're going to give them valuable information about the market. You're going to be surprised how many people think about selling their home, and they're just like, oh, you know, one day I'm going to sell, one day I'm going to sell. And then someone calls them and they're like, you know what? I was just in need to talk to someone about it. Let me discuss. So, what you're going to do, you're going to call this number. They're not going to pick up the call. Okay. But basically what you're going to try to do is to give them an idea of the market. So what you're going to say, hi, Mr. Whatever, this is Daniela with La Rosa Realty. I'm reaching out because the Celebration market appreciated faster than almost every market in Celebration in Orlando. This is causing a lot of homeowners in Celebration to explore selling. So if you're open to the idea of selling your home in this spring, we'd love to chat. Call me or text me this. One more thing, even if you don't have plans of selling, we can provide you with an up-to-date estimate of how much your home should sell for today's market. This will be helpful because it will be much more accurate than an online estimate. So I'd love to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. You can just drop this voicemail to them, and that's it. And go away. If they respond to you in a text message, they have interest. You have a very hot lead. You know, the thing is, once you have a response from these communications that you are provoking, they are warm leads. They are leads that are really most likely will convert, or at least they will be in your database, and at some point they will convert. Be clear that not everybody will be ready to sell at that moment, but a lot of people want to know what the value of their home is. And being one specialist in your area, what you do not want is that your client goes to a portal to learn the value of their home. Because first, the value is going to be wrong. So they might think, well, I don't want to sell, it's too low. Second, Zillow or whatever portal is going to bring them to another realtor who's going to sell their house, and you're not going to do it. So you have to be the mayor, you have to be the person who has the news, you have to be the person who knows about your market. And if you want to sell your house, you're going to think about selling with me. So what I suggest is that you call 5 different people per day, okay, and leave a voice message. You're not going to talk to them because they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to answer your phone, most likely because they don't know you, but they might be very likely to respond to phone calls. I got a few phone calls back. I was surprised, you know, and people called. Okay. And I got listing. So it happens. The other thing here. So any questions on this here on the value-based voicemail? Again, if they answer the phone or if they call you back, all they want is what you offer them. Knowledge about market, how the market is, what the value of their home, is it higher, lower, appreciated, not, that's all. And then you're going to try to get with them to sit down for a coffee or for a listing presentation, either or.
And I just want to add on the first slide about you know, sending that CMA, right? The legacy CMA. So when you're sending this out, remember that some of you might not know 5 people that own homes in your sphere, right? Or maybe you do know some people that own homes, but they might not know their phone number. you know, so there's obviously other ways that we can try to target these people. You can even take a snapshot of this and send it in a little postcard, you know, if you don't have their phone number. And, you know, so there's different ideas that you can do, you know, like I can print out this little sheet of paper and I can just write a little note on it, you know, and say, hey, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about this, right? So there's different ways of doing things. Obviously, the text message works faster because you get a faster response, right? But if you don't know anybody, whoever you do know, you know, you might not, you know, you might not be able to do 5 a day because you don't know 5 people or 20 people that own a house in your sphere, right? But even if you
Yeah.
send 1 or you send 2, it doesn't matter. The point is to take action, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of action. And
You
then
know,
you can go from there.
yeah, because another thing you can do, if you're saying like, oh, you know what, I don't have anybody on my sphere that could sell a house, but I do know people who can buy a house. So what you can do, you probably know what area this person is wanting to buy a house. So you do the same screenshot for the market of that area. And you send to that person and you say, you know what? I know that you probably would be interested in selling, buying a home soon. You want to get prepared. Take a look at this market. They're saying that the value of the properties here is so much. I see that the market is this way and that way. Would you like to know more? What do you think about this market? Is that the market that you want to buy? It's just a matter of sparking conversation, people. You have to start talking to 5 people on your sphere of influence every day. So starting with the text message is much easier because if you call, they might not pick up the phone, you know, but when you start with this, so I would say that something like this in this way, it would be something like that. You really know this person, you know who they are. So when they get this text from you, they're going like, oh, okay, it's fine. So someone who they don't know, who you don't know, I would say that the better idea is you to leave a voicemail like this. Or if you don't feel like, in my understanding, calling is the best. Okay, this is what works best, really. But if you don't want to call, you can put a little note, as Teresa said. You can put a little note like this. You can actually do a handwritten note. I'll show you before I end this call. I'm going to show you how to go into Remind and get addresses for people who you want to send this. Okay, we have it all free in our MLSs, so I'll show it to you. And then you can write cards and send it on the mail. Let's see the next one. So the next one that you're going to be doing is it's an email. You're going to send an email to your database. Your database is anyone. It could be your friends, your clients, past clients, future clients, anyone who you have on your database. So every Thursday, you're going to send an email, but it's going to be an email with value content, value driven. So you can go, you're going to give them you're going to be like a CNN person, anchor, giving them news of the market, but you're going to give news that really clients want to know, not a Bloomberg news. So you want to go ahead and tell them, you can go to Keeping Current Matters and get on the news that they have there. They have a lot of topics that are very interesting, that are like the final consumer loves to know about, like tips on how to get prepared for things or how something is happening, you know, the profile of the buyers in certain areas. So you have so much like together, you know, like Keep Current Matters is one. And the other one I like a lot is Florida Realtor Association. I think they have very good topics to talk about, to discuss, to send to clients. So basically what you're going to do, you're going to send an email to your database with your face in it. Make sure that at your signature you have your logo, your face, your picture, so they know you were sending this. And what you want to do, you want to send the email with a call, like always with a call to action at the bottom, like, let's have a conversation. Click here to talk to me about this. Want to know more about this news, or you want to know more about the market, contact me, something like this. The only thing is that I suggest that you use how you send this email. You have to be able to know whether they opened or not, because whoever opened, you're gonna call back on the next day within the next 24 hours, and you're gonna say, hey, you know, I saw you received my email and I wanted to know if you have any questions. If they don't respond, that's okay. Leave a voice message, but call back, follow up next day. So Thursday, you send the email. Friday, you call whoever opened your email. Unfortunately, kvCORE, there's a way for you to know who opened, but you have to go in one by one. If you have a database of 30 people, it's easy enough for you to go and look. But if you have like a larger database, you probably don't want to be clicking in each one of them to see who opened. So in this case, you can use MailChimp, which is free, and you can see the conversion and whoever opened. And you can also use BombBomb. Teresa uses BombBomb, right? But you have to pay, correct?
Yes, it's $30 a month.
Okay, so, but you can use MailChimp if you want, and if you have a small database, you can go on kvCORE and see who opened. Does everybody here know how to see who opened the email on kvCORE?
Probably not.
Because I can show as well at the end of this call here.
I do
So,
not.
huh?
I do not.
Okay, so I'll show you. It's very simple, but I'll show you how to take a look at this. So then you go ahead and you call. So once the call is done on Friday, you will send a follow-up email, okay? Say, thank you so much for taking my call and everything. So if you want to, like, I don't know, whatever you agreed on the call, but if you're gonna do a coffee meeting, or if you're going to meet in the office, or if you're going to talk again in a month from today, say, you know, thank you so much for taking my call. So as we agreed on our conversation, in a month from today, I'm going to call you back with more market updates, or I'm going to have you on my mailing list, and every month you're going to be receiving my automatic market updates, something like this, you know. So Thursday you send the email, Friday you call, whoever you speak next day, after the call, you send an email, a follow-up email, okay? Once a week, people, just once a week, that's all. And we'll only talk to whoever answers the call. So it's not gonna be that many people, you know, it's not gonna be like firing so many and people calling you all back, but anyways. And then the last thing that we're gonna have to do, which is twice a month. So twice within 33 days, you're gonna pick 2 dates. You're gonna do it. So one thing that we do, because we are real estate specialists in our areas, we are always studying the market, right? We are always looking and seeing what's going on in Fort Lauderdale. Like what's building, what's selling, who's buying, like what are the majority of the properties? What are my clients more likely looking for? Once you know it, because you know you have to hunt for deals in your market. So let's say there is a house that just hit your market and it's very low priced. It's a very good opportunity. And you know your clients would love to know about it. Or maybe there's a new construction project coming close to you that you're going to be going there and like, oh my gosh, this, look at this. It has a nice clubhouse, everything. This is a good idea. So you have to identify the property. So find the hidden gem, find the property that you want to talk about. And you're going to do a social media buzz. You're going to talk to people in social media. So you can do a video. You can video this property, or you can video yourself and say, hey, you know, guys, here in Celebration, there's such a nice property that will hit the market this week. You really want to know about it. So if you want more information, text me. It's a 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, blah, 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 blah. So put it on your social media. And then you're going to connect the dots. You're going to email the social media link, this posting that you made on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Get the link, write an email, and send it to your database. Hey, everyone. Hey, Paul. Hey, Lindy. This is take a look at this video that I just posted on my social media. It's about a very, very good opportunity in my area. Boom, put the video, put the link, watch the video here, and put the link and send it. So this is the thing that you have to do twice a month, because this way you're going to be like double dipping. You're going to be doing the same marketing that you're putting out for everybody. You are also put into your database. And then maybe your database did not know that you had an Instagram or a TikTok account, and they're going to follow you. And they might send to a friend. You know, I remember there was once here in Celebration, a house that came on the market when the interest rate were really high. The seller was proposing to do a seller's financing for, I don't know, like a 4%. I put it out on the email. I said, guys, you know, there's this, you have no clue how many people responded to me about that, trying to get the same deal. Okay, they were trying to get, because it was a lower rate and everything. It's just like whenever you offer an opportunity and you send, usually on the email, because it's your database, they're going to trust you. They know that they can trust you and they will reach out back. But this is a good thing to do, even like put on social media and then post the social media on the email and send it to your clients. Okay. So these are the 4 things that we have to do. So you're going to be doing 5 CMAs a day for people that you know that could either sell or buy a house. You're going to call 5 prospects per day and leave a voice message. And then you're going to do 2 emails during this period. I mean, 1 email once a week, every Thursday, and follow up on Friday, and send another email on Friday to whoever you spoke. And then you're going to do twice within these 33 days. You're going to do a video or a posting about a very good deal in your area. And then you're going to send this post, social media post, to your database through your email. Okay. Whoever opened your email, follow up. Call them back. I saw you saw my email. So I'm going to show you here quickly. What do we have to do as far as, let's see here. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do here. Okay.
Well, I'm seeing
Remind.
downloads. I don't see remind.
Huh?
It says downloads, clear downloads.
Oh gosh, hold on. Stop share. Share again. Do you see my Stellar MLS?
Yes.
Okay. So where I have, I don't know how it is in your Miami MLS, but here I have my favorite products of my MLS here on my left, and I use Remind.
Yes, and for those in South Florida, Remind is part of the little icons when you first log into Matrix. You'll see all the icons there. There's one that says Remind.
Yes. So here on Remind, you go on search. Okay, my computer is going to act up now. Maybe I should close a few browsers here.
Yeah, actually, I was having, now that while you're doing that, I was having issues with my Mac yesterday that things weren't opening up, right? Because it kept telling me that I was out of space. I'm like, what do you mean I'm out of space? I have like 100 gigs left.
It's
But
pretty much the same here. I don't
found out
know.
from Apple that if you have, and I constantly have 20, 30 tabs open because I'm constantly jumping from one project to the other. So they said,
That's what
you
happened.
have too many tabs open. You have to close those tabs because Chrome takes up a lot of space when you have too many tabs open.
Okay, so I have to close my Chrome probably. But let me show you here on kvCORE how to spot if a client of yours has seen an email. So So you go to Smart CRM on your kvCORE, and then you go to all contacts. Or you can see, you know, a list that you send, whoever, but the way you're gonna see it is, let it open here. Okay. So let me see this person here, okay. So you see here, email that I sent email. If it is blue, the client opened. And you're gonna see the time and the date that he opened. Okay, if it's gray, it means he didn't open. So this one here happened to open all the emails, you see? So you can view your email. You see this client here, he has an auto market report that I sent him. Okay, so let me show you here. Here on the right side column of your client's information, you have your search alerts that you can create a search alert. If you know this client is looking for one specific type of property, you can just come here, set an alert. You can add as many searches as you want to this client. And then he's going to be receiving automatically to you, from you. You're going to put there, if you want it weekly, daily, whatever. There are many ways for you to do it. You can put active campaigns to the client here. You can have market reports. For instance, this client of mine is looking for a property below $200,000 in Orlando. Miracle. But anyway, so I don't have any listing valuation for him because he doesn't own a property here, but I have a market report that he receives every 28 days. And so if he owned a property, for instance, I would have his property here and he would be receiving from me every month a listing, like an estimate for his property. I'm trying to see here if there is someone who owns a property here that I had recently put property. So, but that's pretty much how you have to do. Let me see here. Oh, this one here don't have anything. Okay, it's not the one, but here. Okay, this one. So this property here, at one point he wanted to list his house with me. So he receives a market report of his subdivision and he also receives a listing valuation. The last one that he received was on the 10th of January, which obviously he's not opening to see. Email has not been open, not been open, not been open. I could reach out to him and say, hey, you know what? You're not seeing my emails lately. Would you like me to stop sending it to you? Would you like to have a conversation about the market with updates over the phone? See here, this one he opened. A few others he didn't. This one he did. So you can see here, and then you can reach out to these people on kvCORE. Okay. So, okay. So here is remind. Let's say that you want, I don't know, my computer is going so slow. But the fact is, you can put the city, I don't know why, just Remind is not going. All the other sites are going well, but Remind is not going. So let's say here, I'm going to put here, for instance, Celebration, which is where I am. And I'm going to type here that I want to search in Celebration. Gosh, it's awfully slow.
Try exiting it and going back in.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to do it. I think I have a, what do you call a Chrome open. Let me quit Chrome because it probably takes a lot of space too. Let me just go back here again and get this remind and see if it goes any faster.
Ooh, it's
Yeah,
moving.
it seems like it's going. Okay, so let's say here, Celebration, for instance, okay? So you can put, this is the area that I want to look. The area is Celebration. And I want to find property owners here that own property for, let's say, 5 years to 10 years, 5 to 15, and over 20 years. You can also get on a sales score, which sometimes I don't think it's too accurate, but you're gonna say, you know what, I want to see who is more likely to sell a home here in this area. And I don't know what the criteria is, but it's gonna give you a score. So pretty much here, you see, I have 2,900 results here for me. But if I go to who wants to sell, it's gonna give me a very low number. 28 people here are the ones that are most likely to sell the house. So I wanna make sure that I don't want, okay, the status of the property, I only want who was closed on MLS or expired. These are the ones that I want to know. I usually don't like to work with canceled listings because I don't know, it's just awkward. And then here, there are 4 people that, 10 people, 10 results that I could reach out. See, this was an expired list and I could call. This was expired. This was expired. So you could just have, let's say, okay, I want to talk to these 10 people here. All right. So you go here, select all. And you can save search advanced. Okay, no cart. Let me see if I put it on the cart now. Okay, save search. I think it's save search and then I put, okay, so. Celebration. Save search, let me see. So I'll get these people here and I'll put in a cart. Okay, I can save the cart here. So I want to put like a celebration. High sell score January, January already, February 24. So I can create this, add. So what's going to happen is it's important. I'm going to get an alert here that this has been moved to my cart. And then I am going to, let's see here. It takes a minute for it to be available here. And then you're going to go into the listing, into the list, and you can preview, you can download the list or you can just preview it. This has been like a year ago that I used. So let me show you. Okay. It hasn't generated yet. But it's going to generate, it's going to give me an alert here. Let me try to see if I can download anything from the past. Okay, so here's the one from the past. This is the one that showed in the past, okay? So that's what's going to give you. It's going to give you an Excel spreadsheet and it has the names.
We're not seeing
Huh?
the, we
Oh, you're
can't
not
see
seeing?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It's a different screen.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Stop this and share. I'm going to share. This is a node spreadsheet, okay? That's not the one that I had just generated because the system is still generating. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what's going to give you. It's going to give you the property address of the properties that you picked. It's going to give you like very sliced out for house number, street, in case you want to use this for your mailing or any of that. It's going to have the property owner names. It's going to have their emails. If they made their emails public, this is their email, so you can upload to your database. And here are the phone numbers. So see, do not call. So this one here, I would not call them. I would just put them on my database for receiving an email from me, but I would not call him. I would put on my kvCORE that he's on the do not call list. Do not call, do not call. A lot of them are on the do not call. Some of them are not. See, this number is not. So this one is not. These are not. So you can call the numbers that are not on the do not call. Okay, so a lot of them are, but some of them are not. So these are numbers you can call, but you can also ask for your, you see, this is the second owner, and here are the phone number of the second owners as well. So this is all information you can use. If you don't feel like you want to call them, what you can do, you can get their addresses here and put that little note on the address, like, okay, so the same thing you would drop on their voicemail, you can put a handwrite note and send it to them on the mail.
Yeah, and another great idea is if you have that database, right? You have the name, you have the address, you have all the information, you can put it in a format. You can call kvCORE or text kvCORE. They'll send you you can tell them, look, I'm going to send up this list. If you can upload it into my kvCORE, right? And so what they'll do is upload it to your kvCORE. Now you have name, addresses. So now you can put these people on a market report, right?
Mhm.
And you can send them a listing evaluation, right? So you can market to these people because you have a list with all their information. Like you have address, you have phone numbers, obviously if it's do not call, do not call. I would just block that number out. But anything that you see, you have all the information there. So use that information to start marketing to these people. The worst thing that can happen is they'll opt out of your email. That's the worst thing that can happen, right? And so, but now you have an extra database, especially if you're looking to farm a particular area. So, or even a particular community, right? So over here in Miami, obviously in Orlando, we have different communities, right? You could just farm your community. It doesn't have to be a whole zip code, right? If you just want to farm where you live, there's probably 300 or 400 homes in most communities. That's 300 or 400 homes that now you can become the expert in, right? And again, if you're sending this, right, that little snapshot of Zillow, right? So you can even, now that you have a phone number, you can just text them. Those could be the people that you can text about your Zillow estimate.
Yeah.
So it's just, again, starting conversations like Daniela said, and taking action. But those are basic steps that she mentioned today on how you can start taking action in the next 33 days. That's going to grant you some results, because Daniela is actually seeing results. So Daniela, share with them, like, how many, since you started this, how many actually listing appointments or deals have you closed since?
Okay. Well, my goal was really to go on the 100 K commission in 100 days, and I am gonna make it. Okay, between buyers and sellers and everything that's happening within 100 days, I will have over $100,000. I already have it under contract, and I am about 40 something days. The thing is, and here's what it is, my testimonial, okay? I don't like calling people, I really don't, but I am very confident when people want to talk to me. I am very confident. There's no doubt that whoever talks to me will ever buy with me, will ever sell with me. The thing is how to get them to talk to me. And that was my difficulty, because it doesn't matter how good you are when you talk to your client. If you don't have the chance to talk to your client, you will never do the business. And that was my struggle for my entire life. So last year I started changing that. I remember going on a meeting with, like, the Joe had some coaching programs in the office here back in the day. And I remember Joe saying, like, you have to do so many calls a day. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm not going to call anybody. I hate this. I don't like this. I went back home and I said, you know what? Forget Joe, forget about this. I'm not going to do it. And I didn't do it. And I was struggling for so many years. And then I was the agent that was going around hoping for people to give me leads. Okay, where can I get leads? Where can I get leads? No one is going to give you leads. And you don't want people to give you leads, because the moment that you get leads from someone, you don't learn how to acquire your own leads. You don't know how to make your business strong and your business. Because if you depend on someone to give you your leads, the day this person quits giving you leads, you don't have any business. You're poor again, you know? So I said, you know, it has to change. There's got to be a way, and people, believe me, the way is to contact people. If you go to your phone and scroll down on your messages, you're going to see how many people are down below that spoke to you about a house, spoke to you about anything sort of real estate related. Jump on, talk to this person, start talking. If you have to have one like network lunch a week with someone, with anyone, but start sparking conversations, start talking to people. And if you do these actions that I told you here, this is nothing that I created. This is something that my coaching program gave to me, and I was supposed to do it, and I am doing, and I am seeing results. And the only difference, I mean, I didn't learn more about real estate for me to make more money. No, I know the same I knew last year, the year before, the other year. The difference was that I started contacting people. I started sending them ZMAs. I started talking to them, sending messages. Hey, you know what? Do you know the value of your house? Have you thought of selling? Can I help you? People really, really react to that. And you're not offering them, you're not asking them to pay your bills. You're offering them good information. So how they can say no? Of course, if you're salesy, you know, like, you know what, if you want to sell your house with me, I mean, no, that's not the way. But the way that I've been doing, that I showed you, works really well. So I really hope that everybody could, you know, take some of this, that I got you guys inspired to do it, because these are not difficult things to do. You know, we just have really to take the time, sit down, get them done, close the computer and go. Poof, 2 hours done, 5 text messages sent, 1 email, goodbye, I'm gonna go do something else, you know, that's good enough. And then you're gonna see a lot of conversations coming. All the deals that I have under contract now, I think only one was not from my past sphere of influence. Everything was sphere of influence. People who were sitting there, people that had purchased homes with me in the past or bought homes, and they were sitting down in their houses, not thinking about anything, and there I came. Do you know the value of your house? Do you want to buy a house? Remember you told me last year you wanted to buy a house. Now may be a good time. Here's the market. And then they are buying houses, selling houses, you know. But it's just a matter of being out there, talking to people and offering, letting them know that you can help, that you know better.
Right. And then, you know, talk a little bit about tracking and how important tracking is, Daniela.
Okay, yeah. So here's I'm gonna share. Can you give me the ability to
Oh,
share this
yes.
screen again, Teresa?
Yes.
It's super simple, guys. Very simple.
Go ahead.
Here. I'm gonna put this now on. Do you see this here? Okay, this is
No.
yeah. This is the
Nope,
what
that's
are you seeing?
just a blank screen.
Just a blank screen. Okay. Where's my black? Where's that here? Let's see if it's open. Okay, here it
There it
is.
goes.
It goes, okay. So it's very simple. So this is day 1 through day 33. Sphere of influence. I have to talk to them, or okay, so I sent 5 texts today. You put here 5 texts. I sent any emails to my sphere of influence? No, I didn't send anyone. Did I call anyone today? Well, I could only find 2 phone numbers, so I'm going to put 2 phone calls that I made. If you made the call, it's not that you spoke to them, you know, then what if you got a conversation? Yeah, you have to leave a message. But if you got a conversation, okay, I got 1 conversation, or actually no, 8 people responded to my call, to my text. So you had 8 conversations. Did I get an appointment from them? No, I didn't get anyone today. Any listens? No listens yet. Buyer side, someone who's gonna buy? Well, not yet. He hasn't decided. If tomorrow he wants to buy and he decides to buy, 3 days after we're speaking, because then tomorrow, this person who responded to my call today, if he talks to me tomorrow, it's another conversation that I'm gonna have. Oh, and then, okay, now I decided I'm gonna buy a house. On the 3rd day, he decided. So now I have a buyer side. How many hours did I prospect today? Well, I only worked for 30 minutes. So 0.30, I guess. Okay, 18 minutes. Okay, it has a format of hours, so whatever. So you put the minutes here. But and then you track your emails. Okay, so I sent how many emails I sent today? Okay, it's Thursday. So I sent 10 emails on Thursday because that my database has 10 people. Okay, so I sent 10 emails. How many people open my emails? Oh, 8 people open my emails. So this is important that we know how many you sent, how many open, so we know, and you're just gonna have to send emails once a week. So it's just like, every 7 days, you're gonna be sending an email here. But mostly like on the daily basis is really to text and to leave voicemails. Okay, so that's pretty much what it is. So every conversation you have counts, every appointment, if you talk to this person tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, every day you have this conversation, you are having a conversation. So you're working, you're putting yourself to work. So put it there. It doesn't have to be like new people. It's like, what are you doing every day? That's what you need to understand, because it takes time, like people are not gonna answer your phone call today and decide to buy a house tomorrow, of course, so.
But the good thing about tracking too is that, it's not for you to beat yourself up, right? If you don't accomplish your goals.
No.
It's really just about holding yourself accountable, right? Because remember, you don't have anyone holding you accountable. You only have yourself to hold accountable. So this is your accountability tracking, right? It's just gonna help you say, if I didn't do it today and I go in there tomorrow and I notice I didn't do it yesterday, I'm like, shoot, I didn't get it yesterday. Let me see if I can make 2 extra calls today to make up for yesterday. Let me try to send 3 extra emails today to make up for yesterday. Let me, whatever, leave the voice messages, whatever it is, it helps you look at it and then say, oh, shoot, I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. Let me double down today, right? Instead of making 5 text messages, let's do 10. Instead of doing 3 calls, I'm going to do 6, whatever it is to kind of make up, but also just to hold yourself accountable, right? So then now you can look at it, right? When you start looking at the 33 days, you're going to be looking at it and saying, okay, well, you know what? Out of the 33 days, I only really worked 15. Okay, so next 33 days, I need to buckle down, right? So it's just really an accountability for yourself, not for anybody to hold you accountable, not for anybody to say, well, you didn't make those calls, what happened, right? No, it's to hold yourself accountable to your business, because this is your business and no one can hold you accountable except you, right? Unless you want to pay, $10,000 to a coach to just call you every week and hold you accountable. This is the only way that you're going to be able to do that on your own, where you're taking the action, but you're also making sure that you're tracking it. Okay, so you can hold yourself accountable, because like she said at the beginning, you can either go towards pain or you can go towards pleasure, right? So if I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, Teresa, I really didn't, I didn't do what I said I was gonna do, right? Okay, I need to if I don't make this happen, obviously nothing's gonna happen with my business. So it's just, it's an accountability tracking purposes to hold you accountable for what you decide that you want to do for your business.
Yeah, and the way it helps me is because in the end of the week, I have 30 minutes in the end of the week that I look through what I've done and what I have not. Then I am like, okay, so I should do more of this coming week. So it helps me plan, there's nobody who cares about my tracking but myself. It's just for me to help myself. So every day, in the end of the day, I have a 15-minute time block. That's the very last thing I do in my day before I close my computer. I pass the day and I start like putting little notes on my desk here. And then at the end of the day, I put in there how many people I called, how many people I spoke, what happened, and then I track. And then on Friday, I take a look, like, it's quick just to see what I've done and what I have not, what I have to improve next week. So I'm going to put this on my agent account. And I really hope that 33 days from now, would really love to hear stories of good
Yes.
things that happened, you know?
Yes, yes. And we all know, people are not going to come on your door knocking. They're not going to knock on your door and say, hey, I want to buy a house. Hey, I want to list my house. Nobody's knocking on your door. So, you have to do the knocking, whether that's doing this, whatever you decide your prospecting methods are, obviously this has been proven to work, right? So it's something simple. It's not crazy. It's not, making 100 calls a day like most of these, people that get on these calling things and they're calling 100 people, for 3 hours, they're just on the phone calling and getting rejected, right? So this is just, again, something simple that's not a lot of work, and it can be done if you just set the time. That's why we started with time blocking last week, because we believe that time blocking is crucial for your business. Because if you don't block the time, nobody's going to block it for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. And you have to put in the time to do it. Right? So thank you so much, Daniela. That was so great. And I'm super excited.
Thank you, everybody, it's such a pleasure, to share something that worked for me. As I told you, when I saw that it was working, I told Teresa, I said, I want to tell everybody in our group because they need to have a chance to know about it. It's really good.
Yeah. And, this is the great thing about being part of obviously our VIP group, because Daniela obviously gets coaching, right? I get coaching from, Grant Cardone. I do Tony Robbins. I do a lot of, self-improvement. So anything that we learn, we want to bring it to you, right? Anything that we feel is going to help you grow, not only as a business owner, right? As an individual, so, some of the masterminds might be talking a little bit about not just technical skills, right? But how to really just your mindset, how to get your mindset right to do the things that you need to do for your business. But, we're all trying to bring knowledge. And I encourage any one of you who has a specialty in something, who knows something really well, that can maybe teach a class or give input here. It's not this is not the Teresa Daniela show. This is, us working collaboratively and talking about our experiences and sharing our knowledge with others who might work, right? So if something's working for you, just call Daniela or I and say, hey, I tried this thing is working. I'd love to share it with the group. And then, we'll have you speak on the next session so that you can share, what you're doing that's working for you. Because it is about us working together. This is not about, us giving a mastermind every week or every month or whatever. This is about us working together so we can grow together.
All right. Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great day. I hope everybody start texting today.
Yes, it's February 1st. Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
All right, guys, have a great one.
You too.
You too.